Hello, what's up, guys, and welcome to this episode of VK Punk Wrestling, your new and soon to be recognized top source for all things wrestling and sports entertainment. Because who needs cables when you got us? Please give this video a thumbs up and show your support by hitting that subscribe button with a standing shooting star. Then deliver the pile driver to the bell icon so you're notified of every time we go live. Because missing a VK Punk drop is like missing the main event at WrestleMania. I'm your host, Vinci Punk. Please work with me today, guys. Right? And welcome to today's show where we were dishing out our YAYY review of last night's Raw, actually Monday night's Raw from London, England. But first, let me say I know I have been behind a whole day in the schedule for a while now, and I'm trying my best to get it back on track. Life is just hectic right now, but I'm doing everything I can to make sure this channel stays open. Gonna try to run a few extra videos this weekend. WrestleMania is coming, and the card is starting to shape up. Just excuse me while I go through some personal issues and try to juggle everything all at once for now. It's kind of difficult, but I'm keeping this alive. BT Dubs, we got to give a shout out to our champion, AK Havoc, who better clutch that title tighter than a cheapskate with a dollar bill because I'm gunning for it at WrestleMania. It's only a couple weeks away, and I've got my sights set on that goal because let's be real, it should have been me. VK Punk Wrestling, we the ones for wrestling content. Before we dive in, let's give some love to our amazing sponsor, Capco Championship Belts. Capco crafts the most jaw-dropping wrestling title replicas, shiny enough to blind your opponents. And it's not just wrestling. They got UFC belts, boxing belts, you name it. Can't find what you want. Their guy Abdul is a creative genius who will work with you to design something totally original, like the custom title we have commissioned for this channel. I know we've been saying that for a while. Hopefully we'll get that on the road here soon. But there's so much more. Capco's got shirts, vests, jackets, gloves, masks, and I mean a whole bunch of other gear, and it's all top notch. Check my past videos for proof. You can hit up their website, www.capcointernational.com. Their email in the credits their email and their Facebook are in the credits to this very video. Make sure you hit them up and tell them Vin from VK Punk sent you. All right, let's ring the bell and get this review started. Right? Raw kicks off with some gorgeous shots of London. Big Ben never looked so ready to take a suplex. Michael Cole runs down tonight's card as we spot superstars rolling into the arena as usual. Rhea Ripley, Io Sky, Dakota Kai, Bianca Belair, Logan Paul, the Usos, and Gunther. Basically a lineup so stacked it's like the Royal Rumble came early. Or maybe late. I don't know. Or maybe again. We cut to the arena and there's a moment of dead air just like there has been, every time we do this until Cena's music hits. The man, the myth, the 16-time champ slow walks to the ring, grabs a microphone, and he soaks in the crowd chanting, "Cena sucks." He's getting booed like he just turned heel, and he's loving every second of it. He lets the fans serenade him, but before he can even drop a single word, Cody Rhodes' music blasts. The American Nightmare struts out in a suit so bizarre it screams London fashion ring gone wrong, isn't it? He slides into the ring, belting out his theme song while the crowd belting out his theme song, while Cena looks like he just smelled a bad batch of fish and chips. The Cody Rhodes chants crank up, and it's on. Cena tries to speak, but Cody cuts him off like a ref stopping a low blow. "I'll do your job for you, John," Cody said. And then he roasts himself pretty much. His lisp, his Stardust days, the works. He's basically handing Cena the ammo saying, "This is who you're facing at WrestleMania." And the crowd's eating it up as Cody keeps the self-deprecation train rolling. He's proving he's got more flaws than her jobber's win record. Then he flips it. "Cena, you lied. You did care about the WWE Universe, right?" And Cena fires back, cool as ever. "I'm going to bury you, Cody." He says, "I don't bury talent, I bury mediocrity." He calls Cody a chauffeur who stole his playbook and still can't cut it. Ouch. That's a verbal attitude adjustment. Cena mocks the suit. Would you raid Elton John's closet and says Cody's a generic mashup of every superstar ever. It's too easy to trick the WWE Universe these days, he jabs, even taking a swing at the neck tattoo. But Cena's on fire here. It's brutal but honest, just a different angle on the same story. But Cody claps back, however, and says they chose me. Uh, he ties Cena to Vince McMahon like they're co-conspirators in a corporate heel faction. He's cooking now, and the crowd's vibe shifts. Cena's starting to win them over, and Cody's losing them. Cena grabs the mic again and says, I've never been protected. I'm the measuring stick, and you're just finding out where you stand. You can't touch me. He drops that bombshell and starts to strut off, but Cody steps up and stops him. He says, I've never been chanted, you can't wrestle at. Cena spins back around, squares up, then fakes a retreat, only to lunge at Cody, where Cody counters way too easily into a crossroad, and Cena's down. What a letdown. Why'd Cena flop like a rookie taking a botched bump? So, for the most of it, yay. This promo was gold. They buried each other deeper than a casket match. Cena's in his element, but Cody, he's not usually this sharp on the mic. Cena's kind of right. Cody's pretty meh most days, and that's why this feud works. There's truth in every barb that they're slinging at each other. This felt like classic Cena, come out, spit real talk, and see if the other guy can hang. He did it with Roman, he did it with Ambrose, he did it with Theory, and now Cody's in the hot seat. We know Cena's a promo god, but Rhodes stepped up here, despite being the human equivalent of vanilla ice cream. The crowd flipping back and forth was electric, booing Cena, cheering Cody, then switching it up. This is WrestleMania's most invested match outside Jay and Gunther, I would say. Top shelf stuff, really, until that week ending. Cena should have never been caught up in that crossroads so simply. That was just bad. But yay for the rest of the segment. The rest of the segment was amazing, right? So next, commentary hypes up the main event and tosses to a video package recapping the women's Trinity feud, Rhea Ripley, Bianca, and Io. Three queens ready to tear down the house. Back in the arena, the New Day hit the ring for a match, but their opponents, to be determined at this point in time. Adam Pearce, of course, strolls out from the back and books them against Tyler Bate and Pete Dunne, the New Catch Republic. Tyler Bate's back from injury, and Pete Dunne's ready to snap some fingers. The bell rings, and Bate starts with Woods. Bate lands a slick head scissors into the corner. He tags Dunne, and the joint manipulation begins. Dunne's out here treating limbs like pretzels, man. New Catch Republic works quick tags, then both hit the outside to wipe out New Day like a tag team Tope Suicida special. After the break, the New Day has taken control. Woods nearly pins Dune, then Kofi tags in, dropping Dunne on the apron for a near fall. I just called him Dune, didn't I? Dunne for a near fall and locking in a stretch. Dunne fights back with a backflip, hot tags Bate, and Tyler goes wild. He spins Kofi into an airplay spin. Dude's dizzy enough to see stars and stripes. Dunne tags in for a double team, but Wood breaks the pin. It's chaos until Kofi hits the SOS on Dunne for a near fall. New Catch Republic rallies after this, but the New Day shuts it down and lands the up, down, down on a dime to win. Post-match, Kofi grabs a mic on the ramp, demanding a title shot. Cue the War Raiders. They stare down New Day, and this feud's officially cooking. So we're going to have a yay for the match and for the segment, but a boo for how the segment ended, or for how the match ended at least. Bate and Dunne are back in action. Huge yay for that. New Catch Republic deserves the spotlight, and they shined here. But that finish was trash. NCR dominated, only for New Day to fluke their way to a victory with a finisher out of nowhere. Still, this showcased Bate and Dunne's potential. Here's hoping they get a real push. New Day's title chase feels off, though. If they don't win the belt soon, where do they even fit in? Happy surprise seeing New Catch Republic, but that ending was a wet fart in a hot match. So backstage, we see Jimmy Uso prepping for his match when Jay rolls in, offering to back him up against Gunther. Jimmy shuts him down and says, I got this solo, man. We're both taking down Gunther, me tonight and you at Mania. Meanwhile, Gunther's stomping to the ring backstage like he owns the place. We come back from something and we see Bianca getting ref instruction for the Io versus Rhea main event. A little bit of foreshadowing there. Inside the arena, Jimmy's entrance pops off. Then Gunther marches out with all the intensity of a German tank. The bell rings and they stare at each other just for a while. And Jimmy comes out swinging and lands a whole bunch of strikes until Gunther flattens him with one chop. The action spills outside where Gunther chops Jimmy into next week, dominating like a heel champ should. Jimmy backdrops Gunther for some breathing room, then lands a dive. Back in the ring, Jimmy climbs the ropes but splashes into Gunther's knees. Gunther goes up to the top himself. Jimmy catches him up there and lands a superplex, followed by a splash for a near fall. Gunther chops Jimmy's momentum dead again, though, and takes over. He hoists him for a powerbomb, lands it, pins him, but pulls him up at the last second to keep the beatdown going. He's toying with Jimmy now, pulling him from another pin, then locks on a sleeper. When the ref finally calls it, Gunther wins by submission. Post-match, Gunther keeps the assault rolling until Jay sprints down for the save, chasing him off. After the break, Jay is helping Jimmy to the back, and Gunther just ambushes him from behind. He lays out Jay, security, and then Jay again. He grabs zip ties to bind Jay to the ropes. With Jay helpless, Gunther brutalizes Jimmy, taunting him with the title. Jimmy keeps getting up, only to eat a title shot to the head. He's busted open, bleeding like it's 1998. Gunther powerbombs Jimmy, then locks in the sleeper just out of Jay's reach. And where's the backup? Like, where's all the officials? Finally, the cavalry does arrive. It's way too late after all the damage is done. This segment, however, gets a yay. Gunther looked like an unstoppable beast, perfect for building him as Jay's WrestleMania mountain. Jay's save attempt showed heart, but Gunther shrugging it off made him a real monster heel. If Jay wins at Mania, that pop is going to blow the roof off. I'm calling it now. I want to be the guy who said it first. If Jimmy wins, it's going to be the biggest pop of the whole WrestleMania. This match, however, was brutal, bloody, and beautiful, man. A great thing. So, of course, it gets a yay. Now, Cole's on commentary, stumbling over his words, trying to describe Gunther and what he just witnessed as like a crime scene. Selling the angle perfectly, he tosses to a video package of CM Punk, Roman Reigns, and Seth Rollins' contract signing. Then we peek at Judgment Day backstage is doing. They're backstage doing Judgment Day things. Back in the arena, Penta's entrance lights up the crowd, always a treat. While Braun Breaker's already in the ring, Judgment Day rolls out to new music. Boo for that. I really liked the music that Edge introduced for them. I really wish that that was a thing. I don't like that they changed it. Penta and Dominic Mysterio kick off this match. Finn Balor distracts early, letting Dom take control. Braun tags in quick and steamrolls Dom like a freight train. Finn tags in, gets slammed. Braun tags Penta, who goes loco. The action spills outside, and Penta nails a tope con hilo. After the break, Dom's working Penta over. Judgment Day cycles quick tags for a near fall. Dom tries the three amigos, but Penta reverses the third. Both tag out, and Braun runs hot, suplexing Finn and Dom like they're rag dolls. He hits a high-speed lariat, tags Penta, who lands a top rope sling blade off of Braun's shoulders. The near fall broken up by Dom. Carlito gets on the apron and distracts. Dom stops a destroyer, and Braun spears Penta when Dom gets out of the way. Dom takes out Braun on the outside, and Finn hits the coup de grace on Penta for the win. This is most definitely a yay. This was good stuff, man. Non-stop action, edge of your seat chaos. Penta takes his first pinfall loss in a tag match, sure, but Finn gets the pin, man. He gets the W. This was storytelling in the ring, Carlito's meddling, Judgment Day's teamwork, all clicking, heavy hits, big spots, and a finish that keeps the feud alive. Loved it. Absolute gold. Okay, so backstage, Chad Gable is chatting with Adam Pearce, hyping El Grande Americano, but admitting that he's still kind of sick. Yet he wants to fight next week when they're in his hometown. Pierce shuts this down, booking El Grande Americano instead. Alpha Academy rolls in, and after a weird exchange, Maxine pulls Pierce aside to talk career moves. Post break, Braun and Penta bicker backstage while AJ Styles makes his entrance. In the ring, with a mic in hand, AJ calls out Logan Paul. You want to talk smack? Now's the time. Logan's music hits, and the U2 champ swaggers out. He grabs a mic, but the crowd drowns him in boos. Barely hear a word. Logan hypes himself up, calls the fans sheep, and says, "You're on my time now." However, he forgives AJ to set an example for his daughter. AJ fires back, "I forgive you too for being the biggest jerk to ever step in this ring." The crowd's all over AJ as he rips Paul apart. What you're gonna do with all that talent, huh? Logan's comeback is weak, and AJ promises an ass kicking. Logan smirks and says, "I don't fight for free, you poor losers." He points at the WrestleMania sign and swings a cheap shot, but AJ's ready, setting up for the Styles Clash. Logan bails out, but catches AJ low and hits the pulverizer. Yay for this whole segment. Boo for Logan Paul, but yay for his move, which is really quite amazing. Not the best promo of the night. Logan talks like a YouTuber who stumbled into the ring, not a wrestler. His jabs feel like playground taunts, but AJ's tearing him apart was the chef's kiss. That pulverizer is insane, though. Logan's a natural. Even if I hate his smug face, this Mania match will be wild, but I'm dreading a Paul win. Just saying. I would like to see him hit that pulverizer, though. That's one of the most innovative moves I've seen in a while. So backstage, Lyra Valkyria is hyping her rematch with Bayley next week, vowing to keep the title. We recap Jay versus Gunther, then Bianca Belair hits the ring as the guest ref for the main event. Io Sky versus Rhea Ripley. Judgment Day, we see them backstage. They're bragging. Finn wants a title shot, but Liv stirs the pot. Rhea, back in the arena, Rhea and Io get their entrances, and we're set. The bell rings, and it's tie-ups and struggles. Bianca's breaking them up like a strict teacher. Io corners Ripley, and Bianca's there again. Pinfall reversals into a double down, and we hit a break. When we come back to live, Rhea's arguing a count with Bianca. Io rallies with strikes and a crossbody outside. Rhea electric chairs Io into the apron, and a poison rana attempt goes kind of wonky. It was really weird. They trade strikes, they climb the ropes, and Io lands a really weird crucifix bomb from the top rope. At least I'm pretty sure it's what it was. It looked really amazing. We get chance. This is awesome. Io goes for the moonsault, but Rhea stops her, catches a dive with a headbutt into a near fall. Io counters Io counters a riptide, but then it's like into a razor's edge, and then like a psycho knee still just gets a near fall. Rhea tries riptide again. She gets countered again. She accidentally kicks Bianca this time and hits it, but Bianca's down. She slow rolls back, counts, and Io kicks out at 2. Rhea beefs with Bianca, shoves her, and Io drop kicks, but Rhea ducks. Bianca eats it. Fed up, Bianca calls a double DQ. Post-match, Rhea attacks Bianca. Io moonsaults on both of them, and it's chaos, but Rhea riptides everyone, then hits a second rope riptide on Bianca. Hilarious sell from Bianca on this, by the way. I mean, it was a good sell. It was just kind of humorous how it happened. The execution of this was perfect. I'm not trying to say anything bad about the way Bianca sold it. It was just... Well, I wouldn't want to call it an oversell, man, but it was good. So, of course, this... I'm sorry. So, yay for this. This was everything that it needed to be. Bianca breaking up illegal spots, taking ref bumps, tossing the match, then Rhea dominating. I called it last week. No clean finish to this, setting up a Mania triple threat. The action, the drama, Bianca's flop, perfection. This gets the big yay. Okay, so for the overall show, of course, there was way more good than bad here. So we're gonna give a yay. It was a solid card, killer matchups, and promos ranging from decent to epic. The good outweighs the bad for sure. Way better than that snooze fest SmackDown last week. The stories progressed, new feuds sparked, and the action was fire. The last European stop before WrestleMania, and I'm hyped for April 19th and 20th. Yays all around. Alright, guys and gals, that's it. Thanks for hanging with me for this Yay Boo review. Apologies for being a day late again. Life's been throwing me more curveballs than a heel ref in a title match. Work's piled up, personal stuff is heavy, and being a dad is a full-time gig. It's overwhelming. Sometimes it feels like I'm in a TLC match with no ladder to climb out. But we cope, right? Things will get better. If you're feeling swamped or down, talk to someone, a friend, a family, anyone. Your mental game's as crucial as your in-ring stamina, folks. And be kind, too. You never know what someone else is grappling with. Here at VK Punk, we got your back, though. If you need to vent, hit me up, Vin C Punk, on Facebook or any VK Punk social media page, and I'll listen. You're already a champ for showing up to life's main event. Keep fighting, and you'll open a can of whoop ass at whatever's in your way. You're the MVP. So thanks, guys. That's about it. Please like, share, and subscribe. I'm Vince Punk for VK Punk, and we'll catch you on the next one. VK Punk, we the ones for wrestling content.